If I wanted to listen to some people that love me so much today, I don't think I would have been where I want to be. Not because they will stop me, not because they will harm me, but because they love me and they gave me advice that will not help me. It's better for you to try to pour water, to fill a basket with water, than actually trying to convince somebody without financial knowledge to behave wisely with his money. So you feel like you are disturbing him. What I found out with people is that they don't actually realize the kind of business they can do. They are still lost. So you need to find your way. Don't learn to save, then you are not safe, because it is what you save that will save you. There's nothing like job security there. It's just something that people have used to brainwash you to thinking that there's job security in working for others or in working for the government. I rather think about how I can help the government or how we can go into partnership for something. I cannot think about working for them because my future is not secure. You probably want to quit your job too. How do you go about it? I said earlier, you need a steady source of income. Now, many years you've been complaining that you want to quit your job. You need the best advice. Perhaps you don't have money to pay the person that will advise you. Now, this video is for you. I've quitted my job in the past. I was a lecturer in the university, but I quitted to start a business. This right here I'm wearing is one of the companies I have. Amazingly, there are some other companies in the pipeline. You can also do the same. Why not you try listening to me today to see how I did it? Perhaps you can also do it. You've been blaming your boss. Your boss is wicked. I don't have enough money. I work for people. Complain every now and then. I realize this is what most civil servants or those who sell their time for money, they are always fond of complaining. Complaining about the government, complaining about their relatives, complaining about their bosses. Now today is the day to quit the complaint game. I told people that the best way to do it is stop blaming God for your situation, stop blaming even the devil, stop blaming your relatives, stop blaming the government. Stop the blame game and face the real life, the reality before you. And that reality is you must do it yourself. Nobody is coming to save you. Never. Don't you ever think that somebody is going to come to bring miracle to you, right? Okay, enough of the introduction. My name is A.A. Kabir. If you are meeting me for the first time, today is day 45 of our live video sessions on Facebook, and we're doing this for 1,000 days. I vowed some days back that, look, I'm going to present myself more or less like a night school. Sometimes I do it in the night, sometimes in the daytime, but I'm going to continuously do this for 1,000 days, okay? So be patient. If you are really interested in quitting your job, like I've said, all you need to do is to listen to me carefully from the beginning of this video to the end. And I believe you're going to pick a lot because I'm going to be talking to you from my experience. I just told you I quitted my job, a lecturing job in the university. The job so many people are dying to get. By the way, it's just part of me. I've left so many jobs to start so many jobs. And at a point, I had to quit. So I want to share my experience with you. And let's take a ride. Okay, how do you get started? It starts from your mind. I've said so many things that had to do with mind in my previous videos, even though I've not done really video about the mind and how you can program it to help you, right? But there's a lot that this has to do with your mindset. There's a lot it has to do with your environment. A lot it has to do with the type of friends you keep, the people you listen to, the people you seek advice from. By the way, if I wanted to listen to some people that love me so much today, I don't think I would have been where I want to be. Not because they will stop me, not because they will harm me, but because they love me and they gave me advice that will not help me, that I knew that will not help me. So each time you are looking for advice, that's why I said it depends on your environment, the people you talk to, the people you listen to every day. All these amount to helping you stay back. Is it actually helping you, pulling you to stay back, right? But today, if you want to listen to me, like I said, let's begin the game. So let's assume that your mindset is right, which is not right. But that's a topic for another day. I'm not going to talk about that, okay? Today, I want to help you know how you can quit your job. Perhaps your mindset is not even right, but I believe that this video might do justice to helping you getting things right. Because at times, the reason why I talk about mindset is what I'm saying need to make sense to you before you think of implementing it, before it can serve you, before it can help you. But if you think what I'm saying is not making sense, then that's the problem. Like I think I read in one book that they said it's better for you to try to pour water, to fill a basket with water, than actually trying to convince somebody without financial knowledge to behave wisely with his money. So you feel like you are disturbing him, right? So don't feel that way. Enough of the mindset. Now, to get started with, you need what we call multiple sources of income. Okay? Multiple sources of income. Perhaps you have a job right now that you are doing. So you need to start laying your hands on some other things. Of course, you want to start a business. So you need to start doing something related to whatsoever business that is that you want to do. Another thing I found out with people is that they don't actually realize the kind of business they can do. They are still lost. So you need to find your way. And while getting a job, if possible, of course, perhaps you're already working at a job. So it might not be possible for you to start thinking of, okay, I should get a job that is related to what I'm interested in. So that might not be a problem much, but at least you are earning. So if you are earning at least, no matter how little, I've done some videos in the past that will teach you that, look, there's a saving habit that you need to inculcate. Look back in some of my videos. I think it's just 3 days past that I did one about saving habits and how you should save. Otherwise, if you don't save, you are not saved. Do you understand? If you don't learn to save, then you are not saved, because it is what you save that will save you. I'm coming to that topic. I think I have it as part of the point I want to talk about today, but not so extensively. If you want to watch and listen to how you can save, inculcate saving habits, then you might consider going back to my previous video to watch. You need multiple sources of income. I've never seen any billionaire or millionaire that does not have multiple sources of income, right? Of course, at your level, if you are still struggling, it might be like a multiple struggle. Yes, it's okay. By the way, some of us don't know the difference between multiple sources of income and multiple struggles. Okay? At the start, if you found out that you use much of your energy and time to do something to get money, then you are into multiple struggles. Okay? But if your money works for you, or people use their time to help you achieve something, then I think that time you are already into what? Multiple sources of income. So perhaps what you are earning right now, like I said, you might consider going back to listen to my video on savings. It will help you to understand that you must at least save 30% of whatever you are earning. Right? That's where the journey starts from. And don't belittle it. For most of us, each time we hear billionaires like me, billionaire in the future, I'm already a billionaire in my mindset. Each time we hear people like me saying, look, 10% can make you a billionaire, we think it's not possible. But it's possible. It's very, very possible. It all depends on your mind. But the thing is, if you think it's not possible, you are right. If you think it's possible, you are right. So, but the time you start thinking it's possible, that's where your mind will begin to wire to you how possible it is. By the way, some people start even without the 10% savings, but they are now a billionaire. You see the way you are thinking? You need multiple. By the way, to start with, you might not be talking about multiple sources, but you need a steady source of income. I think I should start from that point. It is consistent. What most people call job security. I don't call it job security, but there are ways that it can become job security to you. We're going to be talking much about it. I don't want today's video to be long, but there's a lot I want to share. Please sit back, relax. There's a lot to learn. Do you understand? Now, I don't call it job security because you have to sell your time for money. You have to sell your time for money. You have to sell part of your life for money. So, and as a matter of fact, especially in my country, Nigeria, now that things are hard, the economy is hard, there's every possibility that you might be pushed out of that job. Do you understand? So, you might want to start doing 1 or 2 things to save your life. I don't believe in job security, being a civil servant or working for others. There's nothing like job security there. It's just something that people have used to brainwash you to thinking that there's job security in working for others or in working for the government. I rather we think about how can I partner with government, things like what Dangote is doing. I rather think about how I can help the government or how we can go into partnership for something. I cannot think about working for them because my future is not secure. You might start thinking like that. But again, like I said, they started giving me some source of income that I leverage on to take me to probably where you see me today. I didn't start my life like this. Okay, after my education, I need to work in so many places, private sectors, the government itself, just like I've mentioned now, I was a lecturer with the government, okay, before quitting to start my business, which of course what we are talking about today. You probably want to quit your job too. How do you go about it? I said earlier, you need a steady source of income. Did I say that right? A steady source of income in the sense that there's a particular amount that comes into your account on monthly basis, on weekly basis, on daily basis. Then with that way, you can have some certain structures around it that can stand as a kind of building blocks for you to go to where you want to go to. Like, let me repeat this again. If you think it's not possible, then it's not possible. There's no magic and there's no any financial expert that can make it possible except you watching me, right? You need to have a meeting with yourself and decide that this is possible. Now start looking at the possibilities. So have a steady source of income, right? If you get that right, then let's go to the next step. You want to start a business, right? By the way, before I will continue, I'd like to introduce something to you very, very interesting. For some of you that watched my video yesterday, you might see that the network was bad. I was talking about my child and how I'm trying to bring him up in terms of business. See, I believe everybody in this world should have financial knowledge, no matter who you are. If you really want to be successful, it is when I started business that I realized that I've been wasting money all my life and keep complaining that money is not enough. In some of my videos in the past, if you've been following me, I told you that there is no amount of money that will ever be enough for you. It is the amount of money you made enough that is enough. It doesn't matter, irrespective of what you are taking, irrespective of your paycheck. What you made available is what is going to be available. Otherwise, there is no amount of money that you will receive that will be available. So stop deceiving yourself that, well, I'm working, but what I'm being paid is not enough. Like I said, you might consider watching some of my previous sessions, then you might understand better some of these things I'm saying, right? Okay, let's continue. But I said I want to introduce something to you. I've been trying to, actually I made a video on it yesterday, but I was not very comfortable. I was in the field and network was not too good, right? So, but my child has been doing amazing, a child of 7 years. And I always love to share this story, like seriously, because it baffles me. Oh, it's amazing how far a child of 7 years that I thought, his attitude to learning is poor. Like, he's not good at reading, he can sleep easily, he can play a lot, he can ask too many questions, so many things about him. But let me tell you about some things that are very, very interesting about him. He's very confident, no fear at all. He's very confident. He can ask 1,000 questions a day. Maybe I'm exaggerating, right? But even before I started this video, Daddy, I want to ask you a question, right? So, and I get tired of answering questions sometimes, but luckily AI advised me that each time he comes like that, I should listen to him and try as much as possible to address his question. And you know that is the genesis of actually trying to see his word of improvement as at today, as I'm talking to you. And also thank God to Dr. Lumide Emmanuel, who I overheard saying that if your child is making noise, don't think that's a cause, don't think that is a problem. Try to learn how you can convert that noise making into making something. Now today, as I talk to you, my child has a YouTube channel. He also have a Facebook page just like myself, and he make content almost every day, right? Content that I get tired of editing, by the way. Do you understand? And most interestingly, one of the reasons why I'm bringing this news now is that he started a business recently, business of selling something. I'm not going to say it. I'm going to call him. He's right here standing before me, and he always feel amazing each time I'm making conversations, making live sessions like this. He learned from me, and he's also making his videos, right? So he wants to tell you some of the things he's doing in his business. Perhaps you watching me right now, you've been thinking you cannot do a business, right? You are not ready. But I want to tell you that a 7-year-old child has started a business already. Just 2 days of starting his business, he has made some sales. Like seriously, he has even paid me back the money I used in buying what he is selling. And now he's living on profits. And most of his profit is even enough to go back and buy the same quantity I bought for him. It's amazing, right? Just imagine, 7 years old. Hello, are you there? Come quickly. Don't waste our time. So tell the viewers, they are watching you live now. You need to tell them your name, right, and the kind of business you've started and how far you've been doing. Now quickly.
My name is Hassan.
Okay.
If you cannot understand, I can spell it. Ahsan.
S-A-N. That's the end, right?
Yeah.
Don't worry about spelling. Just tell them about your business. Okay?
My business is lollipop sweet, and a lot of people love my sweet, and I'm selling it to them. Some people, they'll say they don't have money now, and some people they say they are not liking it, but some people they are going to buy. But I meet somebody in the field today. I go and say, "Good evening, sir." I say, "How are you?" And I say, "I'm fine. I'm selling sweet, 100 naira." And I say, "You are a smart boy." And I say, "Thank you, sir, please." And I say, "I'm going to buy two. We are going to share it together." He now want to go. He now buy for me one. He take one. I take the money.
Interesting. So you mean your customer bought one for you?
Yeah.
And also bought one for himself and pay for the two?
Yes.
That's interesting. So how is your experience so far? Have you made some money?
Yeah.
So what are you planning to do now?
I'm planning to sell the lollipops, the first one finished, so that I can buy another one.
You see, that's wonderful. So your business is doing well?
Yeah.
Like amazingly, like what I told you earlier, what really surprised me about him is he's confident enough to talk to clients. Like he met some people, random people that he never knew from Adam. It's surprising, amazing. But it's the same child that I complained that he talked too much, and that same talk is what he's using to convince clients now today. Do you understand? And you know, amazingly, today we created a financial record book for him. Now he has been battling with calculations. So we are now learning the stock he took to the market, the stock balance remaining, what he brought back, the money he brought back, and amazingly, this child has sold, and I think the total revenue he has generated is about, should be around 3,200 or so, right? I've taken the part of what I started the business with, which is 2,900. He now has some money with him, over 1,000, and amazingly, some quantity still left. So once he finishes selling that quantity, he's going back to the market. For some of you might think that he's too young, right? But if only you have the opportunity to listen to this guy talk and the way of reasoning. Well, by the way, his channel is at Asino. Maybe you should tell them yourself. At what?
At Asino's Kit.
At Asino's Kit. You can go and watch on YouTube, on Facebook. You will see him there. He have his page, and he has been doing amazingly. A lot of content you can go and watch, right? The essence why I'm doing this is to let you know that you as an adult can do better, right? I know probably you didn't learn earlier. It's hard for you now, right? But you can do better. You know better. He's just a child. So that's amazing. And for some of you that think that maybe that's too much for him, well, congratulations to you. Maybe that's where you are still that's why you are still where you are, right? So get back now. Let me finish up my video. So thank you for joining us, right? Okay, so let's continue. The essence why I did that is just to encourage you. It's just to encourage you. There's nothing you cannot do once you set your mind into it. That's what I told him every day. There's nothing you cannot get for yourself. He has plans, and he has financial plans to attain right now, right? He's so worried at times when he don't make sales. That's the mentality. That's what we call, and that's what will lead us to the next point. Please never ever work to earn, work to learn. These are some of the little mistakes you are doing that is actually making you stay back or actually falling backward, right? You need to work to learn, never work to earn. And you must always try to do beyond the job tasks you are given, the job description. As much as possible, if you don't understand what you are employed to do or what you are being paid to do, ask yourself first, why am I on the payroll? Why are this company actually paying me? Why is government paying me? For most of the people that are civil servants, I notice that the problem with them, they become redundant over the time. They become so lazy, they don't want to work. I saw on somebody's status today that was writing that God, please, this new month of November, please never never give me any stress. I like soft life, easy life. What? You want soft life and easy life? Soft life and easy life is okay, but there is no wealth there. You need to stress if you want wealth. Well, there's some level of stress and depend on how far you have built yourself. But then from the beginning especially, you need to stress. And even if you have a lot, you still need to stress. Do you understand it now? So always work to learn. As soon as you are doing one or two things in the office, always try to do beyond. And do you know there's idea behind trying to do beyond what you are paid to do? It will stretch your head to think. It will what? Make you think how to solve problems. Always assume that the job you are doing is already yours. This job, this company is mine. This product I'm selling is mine. If it should fail, I have failed. Assume like this. And do you know when you do this, then it opens new doors. Your salary might even be increased. You may be promoted easily because you are adding value. And if there's any problem in the company and they want to downsize, I bet you are not going to be the person they are looking at. It's those who are lazy. Do you understand? So don't be lazy. Always do beyond what you are paid to do. Ask for new tasks. Help your colleagues. These are some of the ways, in fact, the best way. Let me state one of the quotation I have for today, or the quotes I have for today from myself. One of the best ways to quit your job is actually to be exceptionally well in doing your job. Become exceptionally well in doing your job. Because you stand a chance to be promoted, your salary stand a chance to be increased. You also might even stand a chance of being part of the company owners, because there are some staff that become so good, or either you become one of the topmost executives, corporate executives in the company that rule the company, that knows in and out, that actually be like an owner of the company, because you have to play parts in the major roles in the company. You have to play part because of your expertise. So even if you don't intend to leave that business, doing some of these things open more doors for you, bring more income to you, and makes you more comfortable, right? So now the next thing to do, if you have learned how to get a steady source of income, number one. Number two, you've learned how to work to learn, not to earn, right? Because your earning capacity, your learning capacity is actually your learning capacity. Do you understand? How far you learn is how far you earn. There is no magic about it. If whosoever that is inspiring you right now, that is doing extraordinary, amazing to you, that you look at him as if it's like a miracle he's doing, it's because he knows what you do not know. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Idris. He said, brother, how are you doing? Well done, my extended. Okay, thank you. The boy is doing fine. I hope you watched him some minutes back, right? So now the next thing to do is to learn financial knowledge. I told you earlier that you need to save 30% of your income. Then if you are saving 30% of your income and spending the rest 70%, which is also supposed to be on budget, but then this 30%, 10% should go for, if you watch my previous video, 10% should go for learning, purely investment on learning. And that investment can be buying books, can be paying for seminar, can be doing so many things, that whatsoever it is to learn, paying people to teach you, right? So another 10% must go for investment, right? Like savings, what you probably might need to lift yourself. Then the 10% remaining should go for gifts, like just give charity, help people. If you really want to be a billionaire, these are some of the things that you must put into your perspectives, because I noticed that some of these things are what billionaires do. And you know, amazingly, what I do most times is to try to observe what billionaires are doing, and I just want to do it. Just do it. Don't complain. Just find a way to do it, and you become like them. And it will amaze you how your life will change once you begin to implement some of these ideas. So you must now learn. The next level is you must learn investment principles or financial knowledge. See, no matter the amount of money you have in this world, if you don't learn financial intelligence, if you don't have financial intelligence, you don't know how to manage money, then there's a big problem. You can't proceed. As much as possible, I know all of us are making money. If you have looked at your account over the last 5 years, you find out that you're already a millionaire, only that you consume all that you got, and you are continuously poor, and you're going to be continuously poor. That's because why? You're not a good manager. God created us to be a good manager of resources. So you must be one if really you want to have much to yourself. There's a wasteful habit that a lot of us have. The way of spending, how we get money, how we spend it. You must learn how to make, manage, and multiply money. If really you want to be wealthy, it is one thing to make money, another thing to multiply it, another thing to save and multiply, right? Make, manage, and then multiply. So you must always learn some of these things to make sure that, see, we're just touching these topics one, little by little. We're not going to be doing it extensively. Just like we've picked this habit of saving. And that's the next point I have here. You must save at least 30%. I've said this earlier. And I picked this topic that day and I discussed it extensively how you can manage that, right? So I'm not going to be talking much about it. Just know that you must save at least 30% of your earnings if really you want to be successful. And not even the 30%. I've also told you that even 10% of your pay, even if it's 5,000 for example, can actually make you a millionaire or a billionaire. It depends on how you go about it. Because once you're able to gather some money, maybe within 3 years, always have a long-time job and a long-time goal. Like 5 years, 3 years, you want to continuously save. You are never going to touch it. That's your seed. If you eat it, you are eating the entire tree. Some of us, that's what we do. Instead of us to manage and plant the tree and allow it to grow, we eat the entire fruits. And then poverty continue to deal with us, having meeting with us every Saturday, right? Okay, so now if you learn the habits of savings, I'm not going to deliberate on that. Now the next point is you must always live below your means. This part is very, very important. You must, because there's this Parkinson's law that states that man's expenses will always rise to meet up with his income. Anytime your income rise, you must have noticed it, that anytime you earn more money, then more expenses just appear from nowhere to take the money, and then you remain the way you are. This is just reality. It's not a magic. I have understood that billionaires have a way of making this load to their advantage. They have a way of making this favorable to them. But for poor people, I used to be there, but today I can confidently tell you that even though I might look poor in appearance, but I am very rich in my mindset, and I'm happy for that. Because if there's nothing, one thing that I've come to learn today is that the quality of your mind, the quality of your thoughts, the quality of what you have right there is actually what is wealth. That's why a lot of people, they say my people perish due to lack of knowledge. A lot of people perish because they don't understand. Ignorance, by the way, they say it's not an excuse to the law. So if you stay ignorant, the law is still going to catch up with you. It's the same thing applicable to wealth. The principle of wealth creation, the idea, is what you need to study. I usually tell people that should be your second Quran and Bible, whatsoever religion you are into. Your second Quran and Bible should be financial intelligence. You must learn that stuff if really you want to. Like seriously, sometimes I don't have any money in my account. I don't have any money. By the way, once I said that, some people think, really, it's not that I don't have, but I always believe that I don't keep money in my account. That's why sometimes when you ask me, I say I don't have money, because my money is run on budget. Sometimes you might be surprised that you ask me 5,000, I don't have. All my money is somewhere working for me. And once another one comes, they are going to work. Everybody, I'm sending them. They are children that they are supposed to go and work for me. Investment, I talk about that, investment mentality. Don't worry about how little your money is. They can actually do something, only that you don't know how to go about it. Do you understand? And the more you, let me tell you one secret. If you start saving 1,000 every month, it's a habit you are trying to form. 1,000 every month. Do you know that after 12 months, you can now feel comfortable to be able to save to 2,000 consistently again for another 1 year? You can now start saving 5,000 even from the same salary without stress. But it's an habit you have to form. You can't just jump one day and start saving 5,000. It's not possible. Now the problem is some of us think it's just 1,000. What can I use it to do? But you eat all your future. After 20 years, you are still like that. But you said 20,000 and 1,000 monthly is too small. Now calculate, okay, maybe some of you work for 35 years. Calculate 1,000 daily for 35 years, or 1,000 monthly or weekly for 35 years. Depends on your saving capacity. You find out that that money that you have underestimated would have actually saved you at your old age, or maybe at a point who can strengthen you to resign. Because I found out that people that work for others actually are always under stress. On this, you call it job security. I always tell you, it's not, you are never secure, because you are working under threat. You must bow to somebody's rules and regulation. You are fired if you made mistakes. Do you understand? You cannot afford to just go away without reasons. They own part of your life. You are under threat. Do you understand? Bondage, financial bondage, life bondage. So you might, as much as possible, that saving habit can actually relieve you of that bondage. For example, think about it for a minute. You have about 500,000 in your account because of your ability to be able to save over the years. And one day you come to your work and your boss is threatening you. I'm not saying because you have that money you should now misbehave, but your boss is threatening you, giving you conditions that you know is insane. Like, this is mad. You feel free to tell him that, look, go to hell. I'm going to start my business. By the way, it's not easy like that. If you tell your boss go to hell, you probably might be the one to go to hell first, right? Because they pay you, so you have to respect yourself. But I'm telling you something, I'm delivering a message. Don't underrate that small savings. Live below your means. Avoid buying things to impress people that don't care about you. See, the day you learn that you don't need to impress people, I think that's a new level of maturity. For almost all the millionaires and billionaires that I've made on this earth so far, they don't care about what you think. Once it's not in line with their budget, forget about it. By the way, I met a friend today who was trying to convince me to buy some of the products he's selling. I told him I usually budget once in a year to do this, to buy that particular thing, and I've already done for this year. So there's nothing else you want to tell me to convince me. I don't use emotions to buy, which is one of the things you must learn. Don't use your emotions when it comes to money. Your relatives, when they want to threaten you or they want to blackmail you emotionally, they want to tell you they are dying. If they die, actually you are not the one that killed them. That's the truth. It's a bitter truth. And I'm not saying you should be wicked, though. You should help people. I'm not saying you should not help people, no. But work based on budget. Whatsoever does not come in line with your budget, you might have to push it. Really, if you want to be a businessman. And there's a level that you will get to that you cannot afford to have a budget that is for emergency or people that request. It's fine. But when you are trying to grow, one of the best things I've learned from Dr. Stephen Akintayo is that two poor people cannot help themselves. You are poor and you want to carry somebody, two of you will collapse. And now eventually with time, you that was trying to help that time will now need the same help, and you never find anybody to do it, because the same person that was depending on you now cannot even help himself in the past. So how do you expect him to help you? You must save yourself first. Even in the road safety rules, save yourself first before you can save somebody, right? So eventually, in Africa, it's quite sad that a child has graduated from the university, he don't have anything doing yet, but the parent already depend on him. It's quite sad. It's quite sad. And sometimes some of us don't even understand financial knowledge, and we think the next thing for us to do is to get married. That's another blunder. I've made some of these mistakes. I'm telling you today. Like I told you, I'll be telling you from my experience. I've quitted my job. There's a lot of story behind it. I might not be able to narrate under this video, but I just want to finish this point. Now, one of the points I have here is delay gratification. This is another thing. Wait. Be patient. Suffer. Adapt to hardship. In trying to build yourself, the best way is when you adapt to some of the difficult times that will come to you. They mold you. When I see people praying, I don't want to suffer. This is the month of joy. God should not give me stress. Well, maybe the prayer is good, but for me, there are some prayers that I even ignore. I don't need it. If the stress can channel me to where I'm going, fine, I need it. You bring it to me. Do you understand? That's my mindset. By the way, I know I need the stress and difficulties to be able to, like my child, he just spoke a while ago. While he was trying to sell today, at a point I saw him somewhere he was just leaning on somewhere like he's tired, he's just holding his body. I say, oh, that's growth. His body did not recognize that. His body is trying to welcome his new type of life. It's okay. Sometimes he feels stressed when he comes. He feels like, I'm tired, and before you know, he's already up, he's going, he's sleeping. It's fine. So with time, he got used to it. But imagine that, and that's what most rich people do that I see. That's one mistake that I'm not willing to do. I was telling my child, they say that, look, I'm not going to be giving you money. Any money you can use, you get for yourself. The only thing is, I can afford to give you whatsoever you need to be okay. Your clothing, your school fee, your shoes, your school bag, and whatsoever, all those things I will buy as a parent. But for me to give you money, no. You want to eat, I'll buy food for you to eat, but I will not give you money. If you want any money, you get it by yourself. Amazingly, when he gathered some money here, he was like, Daddy, I'll keep this money. I was amazed when he wanted to even hide his money. That, Daddy, don't touch my money. The way you are looking at me, I will come and change the location. You see, he has now learned that money is so valuable. I look for it, I need to protect it. Do you understand? By the way, some of you, if you are interested in giving me your child to train online, I think I want to do that, but maybe I'm so choked up, there's no time now, but it's part of what I want to do in the future. Teaching children financial knowledge, catching them young, and amazingly, they will do amazingly for you, right? So delay gratification. I say stress yourself. Some things you don't need it, don't buy it. Delay, wait, because if you plant a tree, you don't expect it to just grow all of a sudden and produce fruits. No, it takes time. You need to be watering it, you need to be patient. It will grow. It's a baby. If you are not careful, it will die. And that's why some of us, we are still in poverty. We are not supposed to be there, but because we actually did not plant our seed, we ate it, or we plant it with no wait for it to grow enough before we cut it and start eating it. And that's why I say help people, but help them based on budget. Otherwise, they'll be eating into your seed. And once that happens, you are dead. You are dead means that you are in poverty already. Because I think if you are in poverty, you are as good as dead. That's demon. That thing is demon. It frustrates you. It gives you sleepless nights. It torments you. That's demon. Poverty is a demon. Reject it. Be allergic. Do you understand? So most of these things I'm telling you, they are practical principles I'm learning and I'm doing every day, and it's working for me. To work for you too if you learn how to do it, if you understand it. Delay gratification. Start early. They say the best time to plant Iroko tree was 20 years back. The best time to plant Iroko tree was 20 years back. Some of you wonder why I quitted my job so early. I think I spent about 2 years or months in the lecturing job, and I quitted. I had to rush to start a business because I was already lagging behind. How old was I? I was already lagging behind. I needed to fast track. So you are still wasting your time thinking you are doing one job somewhere. You want to start a business, start now. The best time to plant an Iroko tree was 20 years ago. The best second time is right now as you are listening to me. By the end of this video, think about what you can start. Think about what you can start. It doesn't matter how little, but start little. Like I said, it's a tree and it's going to grow. In the next 20 years, if you are still alive, you're going to come back to this video and say, wow, this guy told me. And if you are lucky enough to have planted your tree today, congratulations to you. If you have planted some few years back, water it well. Water it well. I hope you are learning. If you are learning from this session, my name is AA Kabir, and usually my channel handles are IM_AA_Kabir, Kabir, right? Sorry, I'm struggling to spell my name. So go and look for my handles. I have my YouTube channels. Wherever I go and check, we have a lot of content for you to learn. We are doing this for 1,000 days. Today is day 45. And you can see if you are joining this session, if you are enjoying, please comment on the comment section. Say something. Because with time, I want to be having live sessions with people where we speak heart to heart. I give you counseling for free. This is what I'm learning. This is my life, right? So delay gratification. Don't eat all you earn, right? So, but if you think otherwise, please, it's your business. That's your business. Like Robert Kiyosaki said, he said, mind your business. If your business is being poor, please manage it. That's good for you. But for me, I want to be successful. I want to be did I want to be a billionaire? I am already a billionaire. It's just a matter of time. So if you enjoyed today's session, please don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. I know a lot of people that will learn from it. And see you tomorrow.